Yo, what's going on everyone? Guiding Light here, and in this video I'm going to show you guys a few tips and tricks to take down this dragon boss fight. Now this boss fight may look very intimidating, but it's actually quite simple to take down if you use this simple method. Now very quickly I'm going to go over the build that I'm using. I did slot quite a bit of my attributes into my health and stamina instead of my build itself. So if you want to copy this build, you can. Now if you watch my last video on how to take down the Wind Sage, it's the exact same build as that video. So if you guys already watched that video and used that build, you don't really need to change anything. Now, this is not to say that this is the only build that can take him down or that this is some crazy god tier build or anything like that. But I did think that it was pretty good for this fight. And if you find yourself not having a lot of health for these fights, this build actually does offer almost maximum health stats with a pretty solid build. Now, another thing to keep in mind for this fight is that I'm going to be using a combo. There's a light attack combo. Once you hit 6 light attacks in a row, you will go jump in the air and slam down with a heavy attack. This heavy attack can stun a lot of enemies and bosses, and so you can utilize this attack to get a lot of damage out. Another thing to keep in mind with this build is that even though you do need to get 6 attacks with this build, even if you dodge in the middle of your combo, it will not interrupt those 6 attacks. Also, another thing to keep in mind is the attacks actually don't have to hit the enemy. You just have to get 6 attacks out in a row. So if you get 3 or 4 attacks out and then the 6th attack ends up hitting, that's all that really matters. So you can actually start the attack very early. Now you want to use the immobilize effect on this boss to get started, but then from there you actually do want to switch over to that smoke step. That is, or the cloud step, that's going to create a decoy for you. Now once the decoy is out on the map, the boss will go after the decoy instead of you, and this is how you can start your combo. Now, once you start your combo, you can get that light attack out, like I was telling you. Once you get all 6 hits on, you can stun the boss with that attack. Now, there's also another spell you can see me using here. This is the transformation spell. This is called Red Tides, and you can unlock this within like the second room of the game. If you guys missed this, I did make a guide on how you can go and unlock it. The best thing about this ability is that it gets its own health bar, so you don't really need to worry about taking damage when in that effect. Also, it will last as long as your stamina or health lasts. So if you can continue with your combo, you'll be able to actually stay in that state for as long as you want. The best thing about that is that it has a separate health bar, so when you come out of it, you're going to have your original health bar back. Now, as you can see here, eventually the boss will get staggered or knocked over. Once this happens, you want to use your immobilize effects to keep him in that state even longer. Now, if you guys don't have your immobilize, that's fine. Just make sure to keep hitting your combos on him and try to at least get 2 back-to-back combos in. Now, eventually, the boss will go into these range attacks, and at that point, you just want to focus on dodging and staying far away. This became more of a fight about me running out of stamina, honestly, than it did about me doing damage output. Now, you can also choose to run this spirit. This is called the Guang Mao. This is actually going to be a spirit you can cast. I've upgraded it quite a bit, and it's basically just spawns these serpents into the ground which do AoE damage. Now this isn't to say you have to have this on, but as you can see, it's going to give you like basically a free 5 to 10% of the enemy's health bar. You can easily beat the boss without this, but when he's in these states up in the air or you can't really deal damage, I figured why not pop this. Now eventually he's going to come back down. You just want to continue to keep dodging these attacks. If you have your immobilize, when he comes down, just use that instead of dodging and then go in for your combos. Now, if you don't have enough time to get your combos in, just go back to dodging again, and it's kind of just rinse and repeat. So he doesn't do anything too crazy at this point. Just wait for your transformation spells to come back and use your immobilizes and your decoys as they come, and you'll be able to take this boss down pretty quick. So hopefully this helps you out, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.
gotten your way. This time, there will be no easy way out.